This is Andrew Bosin. I'm a tech startup attorney. I'm located in New Jersey. I represent SaaS software, mobile app, cloud, technology startups all across the U.S. from inception through exit. What you see on the internet, if you do a Google search, you'll see a startup package or a legal startup package. So yes, as a tech startup lawyer, I do offer different iterations of packages depending upon what you need. If you want to incorporate in Delaware and that's all you want to do and you need founders agreements or shareholder agreements or bylaws, some resolutions. And I always also have an intellectual property assignment agreement. So all the shareholders should assign the IP to the company. I do offer that package. I typically will not put a price quote in a video like this because the price really depends on the number of founders, the number of shareholders. I do get a lot of startups incorporating in Delaware where it's 2 founders and they want to bring on like 2 non-founders and maybe one of them is a developer. And I have to tell you, that's a lot of work in that developer shareholder agreement because typically it's not your typical shareholder agreement. There's milestones for developing the MVP, phase 1, phase 2, stuff like that. So those agreements are a little more involved. So I tend to give fee quotes based upon the number of founders, the number of shareholders, and whether or not any of the non-founders are developers that the startup needs. What else is pretty typical is I get a lot of SaaS startups across the country that not only want that package, but they also need a customer subscription agreement. I recommend a website terms of use and privacy policy. So I will also bundle those separately, or I'll bundle those with the Delaware corporation package. And I typically offer a nice discount if new clients bundle both those packages together. Data privacy, protection of personal data, client data. It's a really hot topic now. A lot of states have passed their own privacy laws. I do offer a lot of counseling about, what my SaaS startups can do with personal information and data. Obviously don't sell it, stuff like that. And I try to help my clients work through that process. I also recommend that clients purchase errors and omissions insurance, general liability insurance. And I will give you advice from 50,000 feet about insurance because I have built 2 SaaS startups and have gone through the insurance process. So why should you hire me over any other Delaware incorporation lawyer or SaaS startup lawyer? For me, it's all about experience. I'm one of the few tech startup lawyers that has also rolled up his sleeves and built 2 SaaS companies from scratch with partners. My first SaaS company, basically in it from inception, helped build the product, sat in on the Scrum meetings, development meetings. I took SaaS go-to-market sales training. I, basically was in it with my partners on the marketing and sales processes, even though I'm the lawyer. I worked on HubSpot, did a ton of emails on LinkedIn, did pitch meetings, VC meetings, raised monies, got some of the first enterprise contracts signed for my company, worked through every possible Delaware C Corp shareholder issue and every possible SaaS agreement issue, from doing MVP agreements, beta agreements, work for hire agreements with clients where they'd say, well, we really want to use your software, but we want single sign-on, or can you build this and build that? And, you have to go through all the scenarios with your tech partners and try to figure out if this is a good move. Should we do this? Should we offer it for free? Should we give this client a beta for free or not? So a lot of that work is carried over to my startups with like doing founders agreements, investing, and how much should we vest and how much should we vest up front, and how much should we give to non-founders or advisors or friends and family. I have all of this entrepreneurial experience in addition to being a tech lawyer that I believe, just gives me an advantage over most startup lawyers out there because I've put thousands of organic hours into my own startups and I've seen every possible business and legal issue that any lawyer could possibly see in a startup. I'm now building my second SaaS startup while I'm also building out my tech law firm. What else distinguishes me? Personal service. Today's a Saturday. I'm making this video. It's Memorial Day weekend. Potential client called from California, saw my YouTube video, something like this, same type of video, loved it. As my client, you'll get my cell number. You can text me. I'll call you right back. In between projects, if you have questions that don't involve doing legal work, but are more like, hey, what do you think? I don't charge my clients for that. I work nights, weekends, callbacks are usually within 20 minutes. I was a corporate lawyer, partner in some big New Jersey law firms, and I got to tell you, none of my clients ever got my cell number. If they needed me, they called my admin. And that's really what distinguishes me, the fact that I'm a SaaS entrepreneur and I'm also very accessible as a lawyer and call people back immediately. That's really what distinguishes me from most other lawyers. Plus, I believe my fees are very reasonable, very low cost, very affordable. I know what my competitors are charging, and I believe I'm way below market value. If you're looking for a startup package for your tech startup to incorporate in Delaware, or you need a customer subscription agreement, terms of service, and privacy policies, please call me Andrew Bosin for a free consultation, no matter where you are in the U.S. at 201-446-9643.